Welcome back if you're returning. Today's video is about my home. We are, as you know, we are getting ready to sort of downsize and thinking of moving on with the next chapter of our lives. And we are sort of going through boxes and deciding what to keep and what to get rid of. And I've noticed as I'm walking around my house and sort of getting things ready, how my history and geography has influenced my design style, as would a lot of us. And I think as we look back, you sort of see how this has evolved and how we've come to where we are and why we like the things that we like. So the town where I was born, just within a car ride, there were castles and stately homes and manor houses and beautiful country villages, and all of these we would have been within our reach to visit and stay from a very early age. And that is what has influenced the look that I aspire to. And I've noticed in my home, because of such a rich history, which again a lot of us have come by wherever we live, and a lot of us are transplanted from our place of birth, so we find ourselves sort of wanting to surround ourselves with all those lovely familiar things that we grew up and give us happy memories. Chandeliers, I'm obsessed with chandeliers and have been for a long time. I love artwork and tapestries and books and libraries, and each of my homes has had little elements of these beautiful things that I've tried to recreate to get a lovely homely feel, using colours, furniture that is not authentic but is good enough to get the feel and the look that you aspire to. One of the looks that I obviously really love is English country manor house style. I also am absolutely in love with William Morris and have been since I was a teenager. I also love Art Deco, and throw in a smattering of French country, and that's the perfect combination. As we travel and broaden our horizons, we find that new influences will affect our decorating style. We've recently got back from France, traveling, and that's impacted how I have decorated even recently with the spare bedroom, with the religious paraphernalia, as we saw a lot of in these authentic French homes. Wherever you travel in the world, you will find that various elements you'll fall in love with them and you'll want to incorporate them and surround yourself with these beautiful things. All of the houses that I've lived in have been vintage houses, pretty well over 100 years old. That's the style that I like. I like to have the feel of these old houses, and then as you decorate them, I find the house will speak to you and tell you how it wants to be. I've always enjoyed the rich dark colours. I've always enjoyed wallpaper and wood floors, and even whether it's fashionable or not, that's how I've decorated. We recently, when we were in the last house, it was during COVID, and we had a big old garage that we decided to turn into a family pub, and it was just with things that we had in there, furniture, lots of wood, windows. We kind of used everything that we had at hand, and it just turned out so beautifully. But this was another aspect of our history that we wanted to incorporate in our home that gave us that feeling of comfort and celebration, and it turned out so lovely, and it gave us and our family and friends so much joy. Again, it was familiar, it was traditional, and it was just at the end of the garden. As hard as it was, we sold the last house and decided to rent for a little while until we decided what our next step was going to be. This property was another vintage property. It was 130 years old. It needed work. My husband was doing a bit of work on the house, so we came to end up renting it. But I decorated it in a style that obviously the house told me it needed. So we went in and I painted the front hall in a beautiful dark green with a light pink wall. This is a very Edwardian colour. I made a tree hall stand for keys and hats when you came in, which would have been very traditional in these houses initially. A lot of the old mouldings were still there, maybe not in the best condition, but they were still there. So I tried to incorporate as much as the old feel of the house and make it feel as homely as I possibly could. Tried to give the feeling of a Lincruster wallpaper, which would have been historically correct for this time period. It would have been a very embossed wallpaper that was very decorative, so I tried to incorporate that. What this was just textured wallpaper that I painted, and then I put all the way up the stairs I have a collection of the William Morris prints, which just look absolutely beautiful all the way up the stairs, as I said, incorporating all the different prints, and it's just gorgeous set off against the beautiful light pink background. As we go up the stairs, I kept the light pink on the wall, again carried on with more of the William Morris patterns that I just framed, and then into the hallway. That was a William Morris print that I just put onto 4 boards, and I did that probably 2 years ago when we first moved in. This wall was a perfect place to put my collection of needle point. They're all florals, and it just absolutely, this wall it's gorgeous with all these lovely little pictures on, and it just sets this wall off with that little bit of architectural detail on the top. Again, all set off against these pink walls. They're lovely. So right off the hallway is the new French country room that we did last week. Again, this is a really lovely homely room, influenced by that beautiful historic colours and that really French country feel with the beautiful laces and the florals, and of course all that lovely religious memorabilia, again surrounded by vintage items that give that lovely warm and cosy feel. The upstairs bathroom, which is right off the hallway, I kept the same colours, the lovely light pink on the ceiling and the walls, painted all the woodwork and below the chair rail in the green, and then just incorporated all these lovely historic and antique pieces that give that lovely Victorian bathroom feel. The other bedroom upstairs is the blue and white toile room, which is an absolute delight to be in. This is so light and airy with all the toile patterns. Again, a lovely country feel to this. This is very French inspired, very inviting, and again elements of the French countryside and the English countryside, with the little pieces here and there. Again, a lovely inviting room and very comfortable. This charming little room is the home office, and this is where I start to sort of make a turn towards the turn of the century. This room, I would say, takes its inspiration from the 1920s, 30s. Having said that, I have got these beautiful tapestry pictures on both walls, which are sort of reminders of those lovely manor houses with the ornate tapestries that would have been held pinned up on the walls. As I said, this room is more of an Art Deco style room. We've got the William Morris curtains, we've got the old record player, and some items that really do sort of throw you back to that Art Deco time, that time in the 1920s and 30s, just before the war, where things were how they used to be, more of a traditional and sort of a manor housey feel to this room. Also on the second floor, nestled between the bedrooms and the bathroom, is the laundry room, craft room. This is a great room. It's a lovely big room. It's very light and airy. We've got a great area for doing the laundry, and then the other half of the room is for crafting. This room, I think, again, is more of a turn of the century room, feeling like an old kitchen in maybe an old manor house, or in an old house, where I've got a drying rack on the ceiling. Obviously I've got a new washer and dryer in there, but it certainly has an old world feel to it. The master bedroom, this is a room that changes quite a lot. I'm always changing the decor in this room. The walls I decorated in a very fine gingham wallpaper. It's blue and white. The rest of the walls are white. The curtains I change regularly, and the bedding, and also the bed curtain. I've had lace, I've had heavy drapes, I've currently got pink taffeta, but as I said, this evolves and changes. It's definitely got a French feel to it because of the decor, but recently I'd made a new headboard which is more English country, so this room can change. It's a country feel, but it sort of fluctuates between English and French country. Onto the living room and dining room. This is a room that is like a warm hug. The walls are a dark blue. In the summertime, the curtains I change to the yellow chinoiserie, and in the wintertime I have the deep, heavy red velvet curtains. This room is like, it's so charming. It is warm, it is cozy, and it feels like a warm hug. This is a very homely room. I have a lot of comments on how cozy everyone feels here. The dining room, I've kept a lighter colour, but it's got the displays of the dishes. It's a more formal room. I have the plates on the wall. I have my art scenery on the one wall in the living room, and then I have all the plates in the dining room, which add to, again, that country house feel that I'm always looking to achieve. onto the kitchen. This was a room that we couldn't really do much with. It's an odd shaped little room. All the one side of the cabinets were the original to the house, which we had to keep. We did try and incorporate the other side. We made the cabinets to appear the same. I added in a lovely old plate rack that we made, and that's just full of transferware dishes. The brick wall is a faux brick wall, but it gives that focal point again and adds to that look of history and again a rustic feel. The room is, as I said, it's an odd shape, so what we've done is we've sort of incorporated some Delft tile, which aren't really real, on the other side of the room, and we've incorporated items that are antique, vintage, or been made to look antique and vintage. In this second part of the kitchen, what I've done is I've incorporated this Delft tile, which isn't really Delft tile, it's paper, and I just put it on the wall to make it look like that, and then added the same to the front of the little white IKEA cabinet. Painted out the same blue that's in the living room, added it to some of the furniture, and put in these pretty toile curtains. This downstairs bathroom definitely lends itself, it has a French feel to it. The toile, black and white toile wallpaper, the walls are a really soft grey. There's lots of vintage artwork with needlepoint. There's a lovely old chandelier that I made, and then the one wall has the taxidermy butterflies, again giving the feel of the vintage room. It's at the back of the house is the Art Deco inspired library. This is absolutely one of my favourite rooms in the whole house. It's just a little room. It's all bookshelves and cabinets. The chair was a little find that I just sprayed and put a velvet seat on it. There's some Art Deco paintwork on the ceiling, and then the artwork is also Art Deco inspired. It's cosy. It's a great little room, and it's a first room through the back door and the last room as you leave the house. The English country garden room. Now this really is my favourite place at the moment. This was the last thing we did. This is just off on the patio in the back, and this is quintessentially English country. The patterns, the feel, it's a proper little place to sit and relax, enjoy the summer weather, and again, it is my favourite place right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little house tour and how I came about choosing all the little items that I have in the house and the style that I've gone for. I hope it inspires you to decorate exactly how you want, and I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.